Okay, so in this video, I'd like to give you an overview of how to install and use the Business Directory plugin into your website. In a typical scenario, you would use this to list businesses if you're part of an organization in your website in categories or in sections. So essentially, you create a business listing for lots of listings. So this could be a membership, it could be a contact list, whatever way, but essentially, this is how you do it. So on the front end, what it looks like is a page is generated called Business Directory, and you can format this page in a couple of different ways, but I've got it formatted so that it shows a couple of the new members first in the top section, then there's a search box, and then it shows the categories at the bottom. I've only got one test business added in, my own, and it shows that first, but if there were more, they would appear in a grid across here. I've also assigned my business into two categories. That's why there's a 1 and a 1 there. And if I click into either of those categories, it shows me the business listing. And if I click into the detail of the listing, then I can see more information. So you can see all of this type of contact information. You can see a couple of pictures. If I click on them, they will enlarge. And you can also see this form that appears on the front end to the public. So if a member of the public wanted to contact this business, they'd put in their details, a message, and hit send, and it would go directly to that business. That's optional, but it's really handy. Okay, so let me show you how this all works. If I go back to the back end and I click on the dashboard and I click on directory, it brings me to the directory page and I can see that I've got one listing added in. I've done this to save time on this video. Ordinarily, what you do is you click on this add new listing button and you'd be able to add in more listings. So let's have a look at the JazzCom listing. If I click on it, it will open up a screen where I can see the details. So every listing must have a title. The system automatically creates this link once you add in the title. And then on the text box below that, you can add in any text that's relevant to the business. So just keep this short and sweet, but relevant, a short overview of the business, because it does appear on the front end. As I scroll down the screen, this is the more important information that a customer might want to know. So the website address, this text basically is a link that's created on the front end that links to that website address. Put in a telephone number, put in an email address, put in an actual address and an actual zip code. I've got some dummy information in here just to show you how it looks. So on the right hand side then, these directory tags, they serve two purposes. One is for Google. So Google likes to know more information and they're called tags that's associated with this business. So if we add in about 6, Google will pick these up when it's crawling and it'll know more about the page. And the second use is that on the search box on the front end, customers or visitors to the website can search using terms. So if they wanted to find a business that has a tag for web design, they'd put web design into the search box and this business would appear. So just bear that in mind if you're talking to your businesses, what tags they might want associated, because it is all searchable. The next item up is the category box. So I've got 5 categories created. You can create as many as you like as the website administrator. And I've added this business into 2 categories. So I want to add it into the IT category and the service category because it does exist in both of those. I want to make IT the primary category because it's more suitable to have it associated with IT than services. And this is not to get too complicated, but the primary or make primary is really a Google thing rather than anything relevant to the user or visitor. Okay, towards the top, I'll just draw your attention to this plan section. So I've created a member plan for all listings, and this member plan basically doesn't end. The listing will keep going from year to year until the website administrator goes in and either deletes or unpublishes the listing. Some people use this to have a 365-day plan or a 30-day plan. But just to draw your attention to that, this needs to be set up by your website administrator that have some sort of a plan to set some time. Okay, now that the listing is all updated, that's all you really need to put in apart from the images. So that's really important. Let me draw your attention to that down here. So on the directory listing section, there are 2 tabs. So we've already filled in the fields. So let's click on images. And I've already loaded 3 images, up to 3 images per listing. The first image is always the logo, and I've set the system to show the logo 150 pixels by 150 pixels, so it needs to be square. The directory listings work better if the logos are all the same size and if they're square, because it will display it as a grid and it just looks better. I've added in 2 other images just to show you that you can add in other images relevant for the business. Not every business will go for this, but at least they have the option to add in maybe up to 3 images. Typically, this might be an internal shot or an external shot of the business. So that's it. That's all the details added. And if I hit update or publish, it will publish that new business listing. And that business listing will appear on my business directory page on the front end. So if I go back there, that's what the listing looks like. And in the search box that I talked about earlier, I can put in different terms. So if I put in web design and I hit enter, it should show me, and it does, any company that has web design. So this can be really useful, and that's where the tags come in. Because I've included the word web design in the tag, the search picks that up. And the last thing I want to show you is how the categories are displayed. So just, I could have put the categories at the top of the page, but they're appearing at the bottom of the page here. As businesses are added in, this number will start to go up, and people can browse the categories. So they can just jump in here, and as there's more business listings appear, they will be displayed as a grid down the page. So that's an overview of how the business directory function works.